Hello guys, welcome to Capacity Boost for MCVP's operations. Now in this space we're going to talk about pending realizations. The objectives for the space is identify the approvals that haven't been realized yet, learn how to gather the data, and learn how to read and analyze the data. So, of course we have the data files. The files are sent into the MCPs every month. So every month this link here is changing, but you just need to change like the initials of the month to gather the new one. These are supposed to be shared with the MCPs, but also if you don't have it, or if you need it like more frequently that on monthly basis, you can ask the regional office and we can also share that with you. We're going to use in this case DAL file. So DAL will give us the information of the approvals, and if we apply the filters correctly, we can also identify these approvals that were supposed to be realized in the past but didn't happen. So that means pending realizations. This is what we're going to learn now. So the first step, of course, we need to do the usual, is send the data into columns, because right now we have all the data in the same column and we need to split it. So we start with that and we wait a little bit. Then the first filter that we need to apply is date approval, date approved. Yeah, we select the period of time we want to see. Could be the MC term, the LC term, whatever you want to analyze. After this, we filter also date opportunity start. So we have the approvals, and then we see these approvals that happen in the MC term, and they were supposed to be realized in January and December. We select until the present day, so we have more accurate data. In this case, this file is until 10th of January, so we select the 10th of January as well. And then we copy the data and we paste it in another sheet. So we have all the filters applied here, and then we create the pivot table. Easy like that. So quick recap. First, we filter date approved, and we gather all the approvals period of time we want to see. Let's say MC term, all the approvals that happen in the MC term, and then we filter date opportunity start, and then we select a past date. So some period of time in the past until the present day, because like that we can see like they were supposed to be realized in the past but maybe didn't happen, and that's what we want to see. Now after this we create the pivot table. No, after this the first thing, before the pivot table, what we need to do is also the date opportunity start that we filter December and January. We want to see the month separate, right? So we also need to send this into text into columns. So we do this step before creating the pivot table. We put it in numbers. We get rid of the zeros, and then we change the names. We have day, month, and year. So we're only going to have December and January because that's what we filter first. And after that, we can create a pivot table. So now, same as usual, if you want to see OGX, you go for home. If you want to see ICX, you go for host. You filter the product as well. You can decide if you want to see regions, MCs, LCs, whatever you want. Then we filter also application status. This is very important. And then we just put in columns year and month to see December and January separate. And we're going to count the application status. But first we need to filter application status, which is going to be approved. Approved, yeah, and that's what we are counting exactly. So basically it's telling us that in Ukraine, only Kiev had 2 approvals pending realizations in December and 36 in January. until 10th of January, which is the day we are using. So this seems very easy, but actually you can use this to track yourself as entity, as ICX entity, but also if you are OGX, you also need to use this to understand if ICX is updating the status on EXPA. Because what happens sometimes is not because the approval is not going to be realized, but also can be that people forgot to put it realized on the platform. So you can also help your entity partner tracking this and asking like, hey, I saw we were supposed to have this realization in December and didn't happen. Can you please put it on the platform? And because it happened. And of course, like the main call to action here, if it's not going to happen, if the approval is not going to be realized, please you need to break the approval. So again, we use this data for decision making process. Very simple. So the first thing we need to do is define the question: why are we doing this? What do we want to answer with this data that we're going to gather? Then we need to define the measurements. So the time frame, if we want to do this for LC term, MC term, if we're going to count, I don't know, the approvals between LCs, entities, regions, everything. Then we collect the data, that is just what I show you. And then we analyze the data. I use here the pivot table, but you can also, like, if you are more visual, you can create graphics directly from the pivot table. So you can see everything in, I don't know, charts, pies, whatever you like. And the last thing is, of course, interpreting the results. So as I was telling you, the data can tell us a lot of things, but at the end, you also need to go and ask and understand the context. And maybe if the approval is not going to be realized because of visa situations, or like because someone forgot, or like what happened exactly. So this can only give you something, and then you just need to do the rest, like talking to people and finding out more information. So more tips or reminders. We use DAL file for this. Don't forget to filter the period of time before creating the pivot table. So first we filter approvals, and then we filter the start date of the opportunity. Don't be afraid to play around with data in the pivot table. I mean, the data is there, so you can just arrange it in a way that you understand it better. And here we are again counting. We are not selecting sum or average or any of the other options in values. We are counting to see exactly how many approvals are pending realization. And that's it, very simple. I invite you to take the quiz as well. It's only 5 questions for you to test your knowledge and understanding of this topic. And if you have questions or comments, just let me know. Thank you.